strange sighting is baffling Hill Country Village residents tonight. This creature was caught on camera at a Northside neighborhood.
And ultimately, they stumble across this strange 3-foot creature. It was missing a limb. It had a sort of a dark grayish skin color, no hair or sort of noticeable facial features to recognize.
Travel can be incredibly healing, except for those tourists who stumbled upon eerie occurrences, strange creatures, and enigmatic landscapes while roaming the world. Let's explore some of the most astonishing sights captured by tourists that were never meant to be witnessed. Shrunken human heads. In December 2012, Turkish officials uncovered hundreds of ancient artifacts during a police raid, including 4 mysteriously shrunken heads. With skin and hair still intact, these orange-sized heads, known as tsansa, are believed to originate from South America's Javaro tribe. The tribe was reputed for sewing the mouths shut of their enemies' heads to trap their souls as an act of revenge. Besides these chilling faces, other artifacts found during the raid included paintings, mummies, manuscripts, coins, and bone hairpins. Dogman behind bushes. While hiking through the forest, a tourist came across a strange, mysterious creature hiding behind the bushes. Instead of continuing on, he decided to investigate the humanoid being through his camera lens. The footage shows a giant, human-sized creature walking upright with caution, as if on a mission to find a meal. The figure appears shadowy and completely opaque, possibly covered in black fur. What could it be? While some people are buzzing about this remarkable discovery, others believe it might be a real-life dogman. Is it? No one is sure yet. Mysterious human-like creature. On a dark May night in 2007, a ranch in the town of Metepec, Mexico, experienced something bizarre, a sharp, unfamiliar sound. The next morning, the ranch owner, Mario, was shocked to discover an alien-like creature caught in one of the rat traps. Measuring no more than 19 inches, the pallid creature had pink skin and large, luminous eyes, bearing no resemblance to a rat. With its unidentified species and DNA, many believe it could be evidence of extraterrestrial life. What do you think? Museum of Genetic Mutations. Also known as Wang San Suk Hell Garden or Narak, this eerie attraction is located in Thailand and graphically depicts Buddhist hell. The garden is filled with numerous cement plaster statues that illustrate the torments awaiting sinners in the afterlife, according to Buddhist beliefs. The monks in Thailand have devised this life-sized garden of hell as a unique way to encourage people to perform good deeds. The garden teaches about the horrors of the underworld through a series of terrifying scenes, featuring statues of people undergoing various tortures, having their tongues stretched, being tortured by painful machines, boiling in hot water, or being transformed into half-animal mutants. The museum serves both as a place of education and a reminder, aiming to inspire better behavior by making visitors aware of the terrifying consequences of sin in the afterlife. Skeleton of Giants. Archaeologists in China have made a remarkable discovery: graves containing the ancient remains of giant people buried around 5,000 years ago. This find occurred during an excavation in Shandong Province, southeast China. The uncovered bones measured up to 6 feet 3 inches in height, identifying these individuals as giants of their time. According to experts, the taller men found in larger tombs likely belonged to high-status individuals who had access to better food and a superior lifestyle. Red-haired mummy. An ancient mummy believed to be an ancestor of today's redheads was unearthed near Lima, Peru. With its head protruding above the sandy ground, the mummy was found well covered in strands of red hair. Experts, judging by its appearance, suggest it might belong to the ancient Ikma culture, which thrived between 900 CE and 1500 CE. Moreover, this prehistoric head was discovered in October 2015 alongside a maize field. Police and experts are currently investigating the area, hoping to uncover more such mummies. Mummified dog. In November 2012, a 1,000-year-old mummified dog was discovered in the Candelaria Cave on the northern side of Mexico. experts suggest that ancient tribes might have mummified the dog as part of a ritual to aid in hunting expeditions. However, others believe the dog underwent a natural mummification process due to the desert's dry conditions, as its skin appeared dried to the bones. The ancient hound was promptly taken to a laboratory for measurements, X-rays, and carbon testing to determine its exact age and breed. Thousands of Buddha statues. The Pindaya Cave in the Shan state of Myanmar, also known as Burma, is home to approximately 9,000 statues of Buddha and is one of the major pilgrimage sites in India. These statues and images of Buddha adorning the cave walls are brought by devotees seeking blessings. Some of these statues are hundreds of years old. The cave stretches around 490 feet long and is filled with golden figurines from floor to ceiling, though some statues are made of white marble instead of being covered in gold leaf. Pilgrims visit the cave to pray to any of the 9,000 Buddhas and often sing as they pass through the echoed chambers. Terracotta Army. On March 29, 1974, local farmers in Xi'an, China, stumbled upon pieces of clay figures while digging, leading to one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the century. They unearthed an entire army of terracotta warriors, an ancient tomb, and a multitude of artifacts including weapons, pottery, and human remains. This incredible find includes thousands of lifelike terracotta figures from the Qin dynasty, dressed in protective suits with armor and weapons, showcasing the first emperor of China's vision for the afterlife. The discovery offers invaluable insights into daily life during the Chinese Qin dynasty, providing historians with a wealth of information. Sleeping on cliff. Climbing is inherently risky, but check out this tourist who takes it to another level by not just scaling high mountains, but also sleeping on the side of a cliff, suspended in the air. For those fearless of heights, this activity is known as cliff camping, an extreme sport where you sleep on a portaledge, a tent-like platform hanging off the side of a mountain. Spending a night on one of these suspended platforms, with a massive adrenaline rush included, leaves you with nothing left to fear in life. Glowing Cave. In the mountains of Contract Falls, Indiana, there's a cave that glows with thousands of twinkling glowworm colonies, creating a mesmerizing display of blue sparks. This cave is home to countless insects known as lithgo, a type of beetle that uses bioluminescent bodies to communicate, especially during mating season. Their bodies contain chemicals and enzymes that produce this enchanting glow when they react with oxygen in the air. However, these tiny glowing beetles are quite sensitive, and even a small disturbance can cause their lights to go out. Qin Zhui's mummy. This sleeping beauty from China has remained perfectly preserved for the past 2,000 years. Unearthed from an archaeological site in China's Hunan province, this precious body belongs to Lady Dai. According to scientists, Lady Dai, also known as Qin Zhui, likely passed away due to her luxurious lifestyle. Investigations revealed she suffered from chronic pain, gallstones, and liver disease. Remarkably, her organs remain moist, and there is still blood flowing through her veins. Additionally, her stomach was found to contain 100 undigested melon seeds, which she might have consumed shortly before her suffocating demise. Strange cave species. With their milky white appearance, olms lurk in the darkest depths of caves. These creatures lack pigment in their bodies and are blind. However, thanks to evolutionary adaptations, OLMs are Europe's only cave-dwelling vertebrate, boasting incredible abilities. They can survive without food for up to a decade and possess a powerful sensory system, including heightened senses of smell, taste, hearing, and electrosensitivity. According to studies, OLMs are extremely inactive, rarely moving except to feed or reproduce. With no predators in the caves, they lead quite a stress-free life. Ghost marriages. If you're worried about finding the perfect soulmate, relax. This bizarre Chinese ritual called ghost marriage has you covered. According to elderly Chinese beliefs, ghost marriages are performed to find a partner for a deceased person. They believe that if someone dies without fulfilling their wishes, such as getting married, they will not rest peacefully and may return to haunt others. Therefore, this ritual is carried out where, like usual arranged marriages, parents seek a suitable match for their deceased children. After finding a match, a wedding ceremony is hosted by digging up the corpses and burying the two bodies together in a new grave. Submerged church. Well, this wasn't there before. A 16th century church emerged from the waters of a Mexican reservoir in 2015. When the water levels in the Nezahualcoyotl Reservoir dropped by 82 feet, the remains of a colonial church, known as the Temple of Santiago and built by Spanish colonists, were revealed. The 48-foot tall church was abandoned in the 1770s due to plagues and later became submerged underwater when a dam was constructed in 1966. But now that it's back, people are enjoying spending their time there. Two ancient skeletons. During the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, many inhabitants of the ancient Roman town of Pompeii, including slaves, men, women, and even animals, perished in the molten lava. However, the falling ash created a natural preservation method, transforming their bodies into hollow molds containing their bones. Around 2,000 years later, an archaeologist noticed these perfectly preserved ash bodies and decided to pour plaster into the cavities to preserve the casts of the unfortunate victims, keeping their memory alive in our thoughts. Pups rescued from cave. 6 puppies snuggling and hugging each other may look cute and adorable, but in reality, these poor babies were stuck inside a cave in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. The incident occurred in September 2018, when some locals overheard the puppies trapped in a cave more than 3.2 feet deep and decided to rescue them before they faced flooding or any other danger. Using a spade, they first managed to create an exit for the mother. However, the tiny scared pups couldn't make it out on their own. That's when one of the rescuers, with the help of a torch, carefully pulled each puppy out one by one, successfully completing their mission. Rujum el Hijri. Also known as Rojum Hiri, or Gilgal Rephaim, this is one of the largest ancient megalithic monuments located east of the Sea of Galilee. The site features a central cairn surrounded by a set of concentric rings, all constructed from approximately 40,000 tons of basalt rock, standing up to 8 feet in height. Some believe this intriguing structure dates back to the Bronze Age, while recent studies suggest it belongs to the Chalcolithic period, around 3,500 BCE. Theories about its purpose include astronomical observations, use as a burial site, or as a religious center for conducting passage rites. Skull Cave. A cave filled with thousands of skulls ready to send shivers down your spine. Welcome to the Tuali Skull Cave near Bilu-Bilu in Papua New Guinea. This cave gets its name from an ancient native practice, where people buried their loved ones in an upright position with a clay pot placed over their heads. Once the heads could be separated from the rest of the skeleton, they were transformed into skulls and placed in the cave. While it may sound strange, this ritual was meant as a gesture of respect according to the traditions of the people. Carhenge. Created by a family in 1987, Carhenge is a replica of England's Stonehenge located near the city of Alliance, Nebraska. Known as America's best-known quirky Stonehenge, Carhenge was built under the supervision of Jim Reinders, a farmer and engineer. It was constructed using around 39 automobiles rescued from nearby farms and dumps. The cars were arranged in a circle measuring about 96 feet in diameter, with some positioned upright in 5-foot deep pits, trunk end down, and arches formed by welding vehicles atop the supporting model. Each year, the site attracts 60,000 tourists who admire this magnificent piece of art. Ancient drawings. With over 100 new geoglyph designs sprawling across the sandy soil of Nazca province in Peru, researchers have finally been able to uncover these massive drawings using drones. The giant geoglyphs, which include huge figures carved into the South American desert, date back more than 2,000 years and depict humans, cats, snakes, birds, and various other animals. Each of these enormous pieces of art measures between 6.56 to 19.7 feet in length. One theory suggests that the geometric lines were created to indicate the flow of water, outline irrigation schemes, or as part of a ritual to summon water. Tiny purple spheres. A couple traveling in Vail was baffled by the sight of thousands of tiny purple spheres in the middle of the desert. Glittering in the sun, some of the spheres appeared watery while others were translucent, and they were completely isolated from the rest of the desert terrain. According to a botanist, if these spheres are naturally occurring, they could be a type of slime mold or jelly fungus. However, some suggest they might be products like deco beads, which are small, colored, and water-filled to keep plants hydrated. That could explain why thousands of them would be found in the desert. Creepy hanging doll. Covered in snow, a man stumbled across a cave, seeking warmth, and found a strange doll-like creature hanging at the entrance, almost as if it were guarding the cave. No longer than the size of an arm, the mummified creepy doll seemed possessed. Why? Well, look closely. When the man threw it away, the doll produced red sparks upon hitting the ground, something no ordinary doll would do. What do you think it could be? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, let's talk about the thumbnail. A Slovenian tourist was exploring the forests of northern Russia and decided to film his surroundings. It was only after returning from the trip and reviewing the footage that he identified something astonishing on the screen. You can imagine his shock and surprise upon seeing it.